Does it matter? There's a TikTok I saw the other day. I should get TikTok back to like actually like I think propose isn't like the right word to use, but I'll just say the word. Use the video for that because like what she was saying was absolutely true, but it was also from from her sense. You may think, what am I talking about? It was this girl I saw on TikTok where she was talking about how her random champ teammates don't they don't set up site and they don't know why they set up site. Like in a way. So I was like, let me make a video on that. Like, does it actually matter to set up site? And before I actually like get into it, it doesn't really matter, but it matters if you make it matter. And I'm gonna demonstrate. I want to reinf- I want to reinforce these two, but also these two, because I like to play here. I'm defending. I just hog this. I just hog this. Show them. So when they do want to get this wall, they can't blow this up, you know? Okay, now, the real question, does it matter? If you play off-site like it's site, you make off-site matter to you more than the attackers, they're gonna obviously push this because you make it matter. Meaning, if you play off-site as often and you play off-site like it's site, they're gonna take you serious because you are holding it like it's site. So it will be hard to rush. It will be hard to actually walk in as they please because you're technically not holding site. You're holding a position that can take away site. Now, playing site, if you make site matter, they can also take off-site and just literally have it up on you because you're not making offsite a priority, you're just having it there. That's like versus you not reinforcing offsite and then having every reinforcement in their mama on site. They're gonna care less about bringing much util offsite because they know they can easily just run through and not care because they know no one's offside. So by the time they get here, this is free elo because they don't have to worry about no one roaming. Like everyone's in sight, so it's like there's no need to like do extraness, and the round might go faster, the round might go slower, but it just depends on as a defender, what do you make, what is your priority, offsite or onsite? It could be both, but you have to have an equal amount of balance of defenders to actually cover offsite like a site and have site, be of course on lockdown because it's the main objective. So that again, the main question is, it's not the fact that does it matter, it's the fact that do you make it matter? Because if you make it matter to yourself, the attackers would make it matter to them. Or in some scenarios, if you make offsite matter to you, they're gonna obviously just go to site, and then once they realize you're not actually holding this like as promised, you can just simply go back to site. They kind of have like they have to jeopardize like they just can't strictly take site. They have to make someone die off site because that's going to be like an extra, that's going to be a death penalty on the enemy team because like someone's off site, they can always come back to site and kill. So when you look at this, you may think, well, this is a site setup, you're playing site, they get wall, boom, bang, bob, and then all of a sudden you're stuck in bathroom because no one's playing cash, no one's playing central, no one, no one is, no one is playing positions rather than areas. You know what I'm saying? So it's really not the fact that does it actually matter if you play on site, off site. Does it matter if you make site or not? It does if you care about it. And I know there's scenarios where like people will honestly not reinforce site at all and still win ranked games. Why? Because they covered the whole map. Like even if the attackers go do plant, they can just strictly like literally they can just strictly make their own entry based on the attackers. So like when everything is solved, it doesn't mean that oh no we're gonna lose. It's like if everything is solved, your best bet isn't to play site like it's intended because you're not gonna get to play site like that much like as a defensive player because site is solved and then nothing's reinforced and like they can all just break things one not whatsoever. And think about it as this: I want like a soft wall. Imagine top Raptors is on site and this is off site. Someone playing off site can simply make a reinforcement and make a play off that because based on where you're playing, it's not going to be much to do because if they take this wall, that's cool, they run through. But once they realize it's reinforced, they have to slow down. It's like, why are you playing offside? Exactly my point, to make you slow down. Like we don't want an attacker to run in sight and thinking that everything is clear. Like this is where the drones come in. This is where the drones come in. This is where the help. Horrible. This is where like the help comes in. That's where people peek, helping someone trying to so they can't cross. Someone trying to well they can't cross. So it would be much harder for the attackers to actually push because off-site is being played. And again, you may think does it matter? It only matters when you make it matter. So if you put too much focus on offside, if the enemy team gets a gif of like you're playing too much offside, they're gonna run to onside. But if they're not actually like if they can't get through your defense like on offside, they're gonna have to execute off the offside because you're their hold. Like I can't hop in like they're watching my gym hop in, all the way from cash. I need to die in order for that guy to actually hop in. You know what I'm saying? So if you make it matter, the enemy team will make it matter on their own selves. And this is where the chalk comes in, like chalk it, once you leave that, you give it to them, so it's like now what, it's like giving a kid a broken toy, like now what, it's like it's like you can't do much with this toy, but it is my toy, what I'm saying? So it's like you just make it matter to yourself and whatnot, So it's just kind of me like demonstrating like like site being made, you know? Because again, if you prioritize off-site more than on-site, they're gonna probably try to get you killed because you're their hold. Hey, there's someone in cash watching my gym hop in. I can't hop in. Me as a zombie, I have to die because I'm watching their planner. I'm watching their hop in. So I have to die. Even though I'm off site, I still have to die because I can watch her hop in. This is where the reinforcements come in. The drones come in, you know, the people trying to get me cut off. Raptors R1 R2 push, you know, someone getting half wall on con, hatch drop and log, you know, so like people they're gonna want to get me killed just off of one mistake, not one mistake, get me killed off of like one crucial promise I'm telling myself. I'm gonna prioritize offsite. So once you do that for yourself, they care. So it's like it's a kind of help me help you scenario, but like if you don't care, they don't care. If you care, they probably do care. If you care, they don't care. Or already said that. If you care, they care. If you don't care, they care. If they care and you don't, and so forth and so forth. It's all about how you make it. It's all about if you care or not, you know? And I'm not gonna lie, it's very hard to attack a map where people play offsite so heavily. Cause it's like, who's gonna wanna come through central fucking staircase? Let's be real, like, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm never on that fucking wall. I hate that wall, bro. Like, not the bathroom wall, but the bathroom hallway wall. Never. I'm never playing that wall as an attacker because that's just ass. Like, I'm never doing that. So it's like, an attacker, how can I get the upper, like, how can I get the upper hand? And the upper hand is pushing cash. If they're holding cash, you really can't push as fast as you can because they're holding cash. Castle here. They're holding cash. You know, it's very hard to push that. And then don't get me started on Central. Like, whoa. Don't get me started on Central. You know what I'm saying, bro? I'm gonna push this, but it's like this hallway so chubby, so small. You know, so it's like I'd rather not push that. But you know what I'm saying? So it's like it's all about if you make it matter as a defender, you know? So that was just my different map. I should go some with like breaches. Glaze. Sorry. Now, as attack, imagine this wall already being opened, well, which it is, on defense. You may think, why would I bring an ace? Why would I bring anybody to actually... Why would I bring an ace to actually get the wall, or a thermite, or blah blah blah, Habana, if the wall is already open? That's the thing though. When it comes to like things already being prepped and things already like being visible to the enemy as soon as you spawn in, it's not always a good thing to actually push like you can get the plan off, because something like this right here, easily there's someone holding an angle to look like, let me just wipe out real quick. Whatever. So when it comes to that, there's an angle already being held on you as an attacker. Like Noah said before, you may think this strat might not work, but it's gonna work in some type of favor because they're premeditating on this angle. They're already knowing that there's gonna people who's gonna automatically come to this wall to get it. But once the attackers realize it's open, they're not gonna actually play like it's open. They're gonna play it like someone's already watching it. And this is where the blue comes in. It's premeditated. They're gonna already be on this. Get a peek, and they walk away. And the defense is gonna play the wall like the attackers open it, but the defense can't. But the attack can't play it like that because technically they didn't open the wall. The defense did, so it would be harder to actually execute on that. So again, does it matter? Yes and no. It matters. It's like if you care enough about it, it's gonna irritate you. That's all it means. You know, like if you care about it, it's gonna mean something. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if the attack cares about it enough, they're gonna obviously want to execute this. You know, and again, if they see this open, they're gonna probably not bring anybody for breaches. They're gonna strictly bring like, mainly intel, probably smokes more, sins, glass, because it's no reason to actually play this because it's already being played. Make sense? It's like I don't know what phrase to use, but like it's already being played. So it's like there's no reason to actually play it because the defenders are playing it like, like I would say a step ahead. It's like might as well open the wall because you're gonna get it already. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's no point of reinforcing it if you're just gonna get the wall. That kind of thing. So an attacker, when you look at this, is like this looks pretty bad. You get shot at from what? How much meters? 23 meters away. You may think, wow, pure luck. Not really. These guys actually did it on purpose. Like this was done on purpose. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. And now, imagine the pressure you get from attackers when they overly aggress something simple. When it comes to this wall, I've noticed Fuse has never ever come to this wall and actually fuse it. I probably never actually see it like majority of the time, but most of the time Fuse is not on this wall. He's either above or he's fusing this window. And I don't honestly think about it that much on why he doesn't like any fuses doesn't go to this wall. Even if you get wall like Thatcher gets the wall, Fuse can honestly fuse the wall and then let Thermite get the wall. Not just let Bandit trick or a nade could fall through there, but still, why don't Fuse players do that? Like, or a smart enough Fuse, and all of that comes from this. Actually getting the wall as an attacker. If the wall is already premeditated as a defender and then you as an attacker come up on it, it's not for your own good to keep peeking it. Because they're playing it like you opened the wall, but you cannot repeat that. Like you can't reflect that because you technically didn't open the wall. So it's harder for you to push. It's harder for you to push it because they're already playing it like the wall has been open for damn near 2 minutes now, but you didn't open it, they did, so it's harder. And then also when it's reinforced, I'm not gonna lie, and why would I lie? It's gonna take a minute for you to get the wall as an attacker, duh. But now when it comes to like insight, it's gonna be harder for you to actually execute because there's fucking lurkers, there's roamers, there's people with traps, there's things that can stop you from whatever. There's things that can stop you as an attacker from actually doing what needs to be done. And that's where I sit with my conclusion. It does not matter if you make sight or not. It only matters if you make it matter. Say it again. People destroy like there's times where you could be 3-0 and then all of a sudden your random goes to Chanka and he just destroys everything. Like, why are you doing that? Like, don't get cocky. Like, you don't need to destroy everything. And I come to find out, it's just the fact that why should we, actually set up sight if you're already winning, one, and then two, why set up sight if you're already gonna get these guys killed by just having angles on them? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a win-win, lose-win, lose-win, win-win, lose-lose scenario. But it's like, damn, like, it does matter if the enemy's defense or attack make it first. Because now for the enemies, the defenders, it's harder for them to actually execute on this because we opened the wall as attackers. We did this, not them. So it's like your best bet is to peek. So like now, like we have the better leverage because this is what we did. Like we caused this. Bruh, did he lose his breach charges? He fucking did. I'm thinking he has breach charges. She fucking doesn't. Let me go Ash, bro. Now, when it comes to timing, there's a huge difference. On site, off site, inside, in between site, whatever site. If you as an offender cannot hold vertical correctly, what are you doing? what are you doing? Even if you need to, and you can't do it right, what are you doing? Honestly, you should have that on lockdown. Well, at least at a knowledge peak. And as an attacker, when it comes to someone roaming and actually playing vertical, this is no one playing vertical. All right, I'm gonna be overly dramatic. This is someone not playing vertical. Let's say I spawn here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24 seconds for someone to take vertical and get a kill on you. Because, imagine this hatch it was hard. Habana came in and got the wall for me, 27 seconds for you to walk up from spawn, get in the building, and get a kill. Now, imagine if someone is playing vertical. Do it again. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33. 33 seconds to clear that out, just to make sure no one is upstairs, and then you could proceed. So the question is, does it matter if you play on-site, off-site, if you even make up site? It does matter if you make it matter. That is my conclusion. It only matters if you make it matter, because now, in those 33 seconds, I have to fight an opponent upstairs just so he can give up my hatch as an attacker. Like, that's my hatch, not yours. I get the hatch, not you. You just reinforce it, but I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like 33 seconds just for someone to get one kill. And it took me 27 just to run in and get a kill. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's priorities. It's like, do you prioritize having vert as a defender? Do you prioritize playing offsite? If you prioritize it, it will be harder for attackers to actually execute and push, because they can't just get in. It's like, there's no reason why an attacker should have 27 seconds. He's already in the building. No way. Like, why are you here? Just like, the round just started. How are you already in the building? Versus 33 seconds, you have the idea of where they're coming from. Drones. Windows getting shot out. Things breaking. Like, there's signs before things happen. It's like the rapture. It's like, I don't want to, like, I'm gonna say it. Like shit happens before the actual real deal happens. Like, you see warnings, and then, like, when that warning is over, a new warning comes in, and so forth and so forth. And then after that, the real big deal comes. And the real big deal is people dying, plant goes down, and you're screwed. GG's, game over. You're crying. Go to the lobby. It might look for you. So, like, GG's, just get off. But that's what it is. So again, you may ask, does it matter if we set up site? Yes, it does matter. Because don't get me wrong, you have randoms who just load into your match and, like, they don't do anything. They don't reinforce, and you have to do all the reinforcements. By the time you're done, everyone's dead or you're dying. It's like, you're the one to get caught lacking because you're doing the right thing. It's like, why can't you just kill my randoms? Why kill me? I'm literally reinforcing. But why not? But then again, yes, it matters. if you prioritize it, it's going to matter because now you grasp people's attention, the enemy's attention on whatever you're doing. So it's like it would be actually harder for them to push, and and it's not about being harder or easy. It's about just not letting them get inside. Again, it took 27 seconds for me to kill that bot from the hatch. It took me 33 seconds just to get in the building. That is a huge stretch. Huge. So the next time you see your randoms not reinforcing site and like, not doing what they're supposed to do, reinforce the defaults. Like reinforce what needs to be reinforced, but when you make your actual site setup, don't do it how they would think that you would do it. Do your own. Literally do your own. Do your own. Like, who cares? Like at default, reinforce, reinforce, angle peak, going long ways. If you have bot teammates and you like, fuck it, I don't care. Reinforce, reinforce. You have long ways head host here. Why? Because you're gonna want to sit right here and hold that and that. You could hold both of these by yourself. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is not whatever. Like that might not be a good idea to hold that angle, but like like you see what I mean. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't make it super hard on yourself only because your teammates are not trying to cooperate. Say it again. Do not make it hard on yourself because your bot teammates doesn't want to fucking interact and like help out and cooperate. What's the word? Participate. Like don't chalk yourself because they don't want to do that. Make default, set up default, and just make your own site if it's possible. So it's like just don't give them that whole stretch. So it's like it's annoying, and like I think her name was like Maddie, something like that. She looks familiar, but anywho, like I honestly thought it was interesting she said that because it was like how could you be champ and not know what to do? Like how can you be champ and like not know where anything's at, like from vertical or like up level? Like how could you not? Like, bro, me as a silver, me being under here, I already know bad team is right here. So like when I hear someone hop in, like if I could, I'm wall banging this shit straight ahead. There's a stream where what happened? What did I do? I put a beeper here and a C4 under. I think it was me and Hayden playing. Yeah, he was Goyo. I was Sentry. I sat right here. I told him ready to chalk it. Once I chalk it, I go down. They were joining me, and I was telling them, bro, you ready to leave? Ready to leave? Ready to leave? He left. I left. What the fuck are you doing sitting there, bro? Like, I swear to God, y'all niggas are so fucking annoying. You fucking muppet. We're here, and I told him, get ready to leave. He left through, I'm calling it K9? No, I forgot what it's called. K9 is inside. K9 is the other one. Where he left, I left. Mind you, Reaper's still here. I dropped. Sorry. I dropped and I threw a C4. I threw a C4 right here. Did I? No. I threw it right here. And then once the beeper went off, I detonated it, but no kill. But my whole plan of the process Yeah, I literally have it on video. Literally have it on video. But literally, the whole process was it was about luring them into the C4 rather than trying to contest, knowing that it could be like a 45% chance I win this fight, maybe 40. I win this gunfight. But I say, you know what? Give them that. Give them control of the room that they want so bad. You can have it. Just take it. You can have it. Give them what they want and just bait it out. Literally. Literally. So, so, so in my rifle mind, that was in my rifle mind. In my rifle mind, that was the whole idea of like giving them what they asked for, but also then again getting like a pick off that. It's like giving someone what they want and then just completely letting it return back to you like that. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that would be the kill. But my whole point was that is like like I'm going to know what the fuck I'm doing. It's like I'm going to know the room without being in the room. If someone says, on library window, you can, without the tab being open, someone calls a library window, you're either running from whatever you're at to game shooting here, or you're gonna run wherever you're coming from and going to game you're shooting here. Without seeing the window, you're going to have to know where the window is at. And that's just how fucking Siege works. So if you're a champ and you don't know where a fucking window is at, if you don't know where anything is at, you're fucking horrible. You're shit. You're useless. Like you're literally a insult. Sorry. Like sorry. Like you can't because like you can't. It's like there's no way you're a champ and you don't know where the fuck anything's at. If someone calls out, not even a call out. If someone calls out something that you can't visibly see, how can you execute? Like how? Like how can you? How can I trust you as a fucking champ to actually execute? You know? How? Like, for example, someone. Is the last one? He's very annoying to me. Yeah, he's very annoying. Very, very, very annoying. If someone calls out, if someone says, "Oh, someone's gonna be master bedroom," you as in a defender, I'm gonna want you to line up your C4 and wait for the hop in without breaking the hatch. If someone calls out, "Hey," hey, someone's in office. I'm gonna expect you to beam out, that office door. Beam out piano, right? Literally his piano. This is piano. You know how I know? Cause the door frame. And then I can visualize me in piano seeing the door. Piano. Pretty much bad, but I can see piano. You can't tell me what's crack. You can't tell me anything as a silver player. I'm going to know. Majority of the maps I'm going to know. So like I don't have to be in the site. I don't have to be in the room to know what you're talking about. I could be on the map. I'm gonna know what you're talking about. Hopefully. Someone calls out default plan. Where do I go? Where do I go? This is default plan. They're gonna sit right there. So if someone calls out, hey, they're on default plan. I expect you to door C4 at default plan. Default plan. I would expect you to know what the fuck you're doing. Don't sit here and say I'm champ, I'm champ, I'm champ, but you don't know shit about the fucking maps you play. You're not champ. You're a fucking chump. You're dog shit. You're horrible. Get off the game. You know? And it's crazy how like Motherfuckers don't even use lineups no more. You just strictly just use gun skill. Like, yeah, cool, you have gun skill, but like your lineups are horrible. Like, bad. It's like there's times where I rarely do it, but like if I'm being like a little weirdo, I'll probably like get someone like hurt. Sit your black what are you? Sit your black ass down here, bro. Sit in car garage. You can see 3 stories. Well, technically two. Yeah, three. 1, 2, 3. You can see 3 stories from where people love to sit at. Owl. Why is it called owl? That little owl right there. People in owl. You can literally see them when they sit here. You could see them when they sit here. If your teammate calls out owl, but you cannot get to owl, you can't pick this owl player. You cannot hop in on owl player. Go under. Go buck. Zofia. Whatever you could do. Get this owl player out the fucking way. You could go under. Improvise. You know, like, if you don't know your map as a champ player, you're fucking horrible. Like, you're dead ass. Like, stop playing the game. And like I said from the get-go, like, I completely understand where she was coming from, because it's like, how are you champ? Like, if she gives you a call out and you don't know what you're talking about, how can this person actually consider themselves as a champ if you don't know champ things? Get a fucking grip. Like, you only play for the fucking charm. Like, you only play for the charm. Only. But when it comes to like actually having fun and trying to win games and stunt that you're a good champ, you can't even compete because you don't know anything about the maps you play. You don't know anything. So you can't really be in that bracket of a champ player, because like once you talk about mechanics, you lost me. Gun skill, you got it. But mechanics, you lost me. I don't know what you're on right now, kiddo. You just talking bullshit right now, bro. Like, get in my face, you know? So it's like, it was crazy because it was this map she was on, and I think she was talking about how like she like she was like making vert through here to see, you know, plant, you know, that little corner area. Here being the hop in of the hop in of what, deer? Yeah. Hop, I call it deer because of this bullshit. But trophy. To be exact. It's called trophy, yeah. You know. That's trophy hopping, you know. That's the weird little cubby area. Not cubby area. That's that weird corner. You know, it's like seeing through the walls. It's like damn near cheating, literally. But you're not cheating. You're not looking for players. You're looking in the room. It's kind of like having like it's kind of like having like a surveillance, whatever I call that fucking word. Yeah, you know, it's like you don't have to be in the room to actually know what's going on. You can be above the room. So if I'm in master, someone calls out, you know, someone's walking in trophy. You have to remember now, you have to know where trophy entrance is at. If he says walking in trophy or hop in, this is your hop in. This is your trophy hop in. That is your trophy hop in. If you're down here, if you're trying to fight this prick, and someone says, "Oh my gosh," and you're walking, hopping your trophy, you can physically just go around and get that because you know where trophy's at and you know where hopping's at as a defender. Now, someone says, "Oh, he's walking in," not hopping in, he's walking in. You may think you can't really walk into trophy. Yes, you can. Trophy walking. Right here. When he comes down this bottom west staircase, he's going to be walking into trophy hallway. he's gonna be walking the trophy hallway. That's the only entrance you got for trophy. So as a defender, you're gonna bring your ass here. You're gonna rush through here, probably shotgun or impact, and then you're gonna watch your trophy walking. Because the player cannot just, the player just can't walk into here. He has to enter through this whole hallway and then walk into trophy. So when someone says walking into your trophy, this is something where it's like, okay, cool. You may think that's trophy. This is kitchen, hallway, cool. But giving this its own name is obviously, you know, a reason for it. But like, if you're playing something that you know for sure someone's coming out of or coming into, you're gonna call it what you're playing it for. You're playing it for what? Trophy. So if you call out kitchen, technically someone won't break this. They're gonna break this. So you're gonna look through kitchen, not kitchen hallway. But if you call kitchen hallway, why not just call it trophy? Because when they're walking in the hallway, they're gonna be entering into trophy to get your bitch ass out of here because they need you dead. You know? So it's all in a day's work. And long story short, just to bring it up again, does it matter? What matters? Does it matter if you set up site, play off site? Does it matter if you even do site in general? Yes, it matters if you make it your priority. It matters if you want it to matter. And if it matters to you that much, the enemy team will fall into your bait and play it with you. And it's easy kills, easy death, you know, giving up hard things, giving up small things. You know, it's all about siege, all in a day's work. But that's what it is, bro. But you know, like always, have fun. GG's.